Premier Live Office Hours 2021, sharing the ABCs of intermittent fasting today. So get in and say hi. Do me a favor because we have a lot to cover today. So I just want to make sure that you're all here and that you're joining me. All right, coming in. If you are there, please say hello in the comments so I know that you're joining me. Okay, anyone who's joining me, please comment in the comment section. And we're going to roll here. So, again, hi everyone. Welcome. It's Nancy Griffin. Nancy Griffin Fitness, my premier live office hours. 2021, sharing the ABCs of intermittent fasting today. And I want you all to get in and say hi in the comments. Do me a favor because we have a lot to cover today. I just want to take care of some of the details. So, please say hi in the comments. I'm here to answer your questions, and I'm here for you. So if you have any questions, please put a question mark in front of your questions. So when I get to that part, I will know that you're there. And I just want to thank everyone for joining me. Please don't be shy. I'm here for you. I want to encourage you. And if you need a starting point and a catalyst with someone who gets you and cares about you, you're in the right place. Those of you with the strongest hearts often have the biggest scars. And I'm here because I care about you and your journey. I get that life leaves a mark, and whether you have a physical injury, a condition, PTSD, you've had a surgery, or even you have a broken heart or a weary spirit, I'm here to help you on your health and fitness journey. Say, all right, so glad to see anyone who's coming in late. I'm here. Say hi in the comments. Let me know you're there. Hi, Bob. At least there's someone here who loves me. Ha, just kidding. All right. I know this is my first premiere video, so I know not everyone knows I'm here yet, but I want to share what we're going to discuss today. So today, we're going to discuss what is intermittent fasting, what are the benefits, how do you start a fast, and how long should you fast, what should you consume during a fast, and when should you break a fast, when you should work out, when you should work out during, after, before a fast, and what type of exercise enhances fasting. First, let's talk about what is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting isn't a diet, it's a meal timing plan. Okay, so basically you're abstaining from food and calories for a particular period of time. Then you're condensing your consumption of calories into a window of when you are eating. So let's not make this too complicated. It's basically you have a window that you eat and a window that you don't eat. And it's just basically keeping track of the clock and training your body in this. And what I really enjoy about intermittent fasting is you're able to lose weight and still occasionally have a cheat day, because sometimes even that cheat day will kind of actually rev up your metabolism. If you haven't been consuming enough calories during your fast, it just kind of gets things running again. And so it's just a wonderful way to have the flexibility to lose weight, but also have days that you're on a controlled eating cycle, and then you take a few days off. But on those off days, of course, you're not going to be eating all junk food, but there is that occasional cheat meal that will still work, and you're still going to lose weight. And that's what I absolutely love about intermittent fasting. Yeah, it's the best. And I actually saw it in my own brother, who's a Marine, and these guys are hardcore. So, you know, they do everything really well when it comes to exercise. So my brother was getting great results, and it's something as a health coach and personal trainer that I needed to investigate myself. So it's human to want to make things complicated, but that's also what makes us quit. So I'm here to simplify things for y'all. Yes, there's a lot of things you need to remember to be successful, but I've always found that baby steps work best. That's right. We're not going to rush you through it. We're not going to make you go too fast. So we're going to be jumping in with both feet, but first you need to test the waters. Maybe just stick a toe in that water, right? Well, that's the best way. So sitting on the edge never gets you anywhere. If you want to experience something new, you got to jump in. So let's talk about what you're here for, the benefits of fasting. The main reason you're here today is because you have friends or that annoying brother of yours. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. That is totally ripped from doing this. Am I right? Do you know someone? Maybe it's an uncle, maybe it's a sister that has gotten amazing benefits from intermittent fasting. Well, if that's who you are, I've got help right here. Physical benefits include dramatic fat loss, all while maintaining muscle and improving vascular function. That means you're going to look better. That's right, your skin, your hair, and your nails will improve because of the nutrient uptake that occurs when you start paying attention to what you're putting in your mouth. Heart health and your insulin levels will also improve. One more thing, during a fast, autophagy, which I cannot say, but takes into effect, and this is where your cells start eating themselves. That's right, they're hungry, which helps rejuvenate your cells, and it aids in the healing process inside your body. So it makes you healthier, and of course longer fasts will give you more benefit. So what's the question we're all asking is, how do I get started with a fast? Well, I recommend when you first are going to start a fast the night before, if you're going to start your fast in the morning, start with a high fiber meal the night before your fast. So that way you'll stay more satiated, more vegetables. So you'll stay satiated longer. Also include a little bit of fat and some protein. And your fat could be Evo or coconut oil in, if you cook your meal in that. And a lean protein. I recommend starting with a 16-hour fast and then an 8-hour eating window. Longer fasts can improve your benefits, but since we are keeping it basic today, we're just going to go with the 8-16 fast. That's where I'm recommending that you all start. And if you're having a hard time jumping into 16 hours of fasting, you could always do a 12-hour and a 12. Like start with 12 hours of not eating and 12 hours of eating, and then wean yourself into the 16 hours of fasting with an 8-hour eating window. So here's an example of our 16-8 fast. You could stop your eating at 8 o'clock the night before, then resume eating the next day at noon, which is lunchtime. That sounds easy, right? But you do have to be careful what you're doing during that non-eating window. So let's talk about what you can eat during a fast. You can consume black coffee, but don't add sugar or creamer because black coffee actually speeds up autophagy. There are studies showing that it actually aids in the cellular rejuvenation response, and that means there's some studies that say it's that the coffee is actually going to trigger your cells' rejuvenation response. And just be careful because there are studies that say sweeteners can trigger an insulin response. So keep that in mind. You don't want insulins to start being triggered, and you don't want fat cells to be released. So remember, it's not a perfect process. The other drinks that you can consume during your fast is obviously tea. Have black or herbal tea, and diet sodas are a gray area. They could throw you off. So if you need diet soda, I would go with a diet soda that's sweetened with stevia, or at least it's a 0 calorie and it's a natural sweetener. Water is okay, of course. No bone broth. Don't consume pre-workout drinks also before breaking your fast. Okay, so no bone broth, nothing with calories in it. But of course, water. There's nothing better, right? You can even start your morning with water. Now, let's talk about breaking a fast. All right, just making sure everything's here. Hey, Holly, nice to see you. And we're going back to our live. When you break your fast, you can break your fast with some bone broth, and that's a really healthy way to go about it. 4 to 6 ounces of bone broth, or a small meal of protein that's only protein. Now that's the ideal way. You could also break your fast another way, but if you want to do it ideally, a small meal of only protein. So a bone broth would allow your gut to stay more protected if you have a sensitive stomach. But you could also break your fast with fish, chicken, or even eggs, or perhaps a protein shake. But I wouldn't go with whey protein. I'd go with the plant protein. But you want to make sure that that's you're breaking your fast with just with protein and a carb, or just a protein. Okay. So there's a lot of intricacies. So we start out with that half hour. Our first, we break the fast with just a protein if we're able to. Okay. I'm going to get into some other intricacies in other videos, but today we're just going to keep it simple. So rule number 1 is never break your fast with a carb and a fat. So if I'm going to eat my first meal, whether I'm just eating a protein or I'm going to eat a protein with other items, and remember, we started with you're having that you're breaking your fast. You're either going to have that protein a half hour to 90 minutes before your first meal, if you're able to, a half hour to an hour before you eat your first meal. You just do a small protein, which would be fish, chicken, bone broth, whatever. And then this is ideally, if you can't wait for that little, if you don't want to just do the small meal, you just want to eat lunch, then go ahead and eat lunch. But when you eat that lunch, never break your fast with a carb and a fat. For example, toast with butter or even toast with peanut butter will trigger an insulin response. So you want to break your fast with a protein and a carb, which would be like a meat and a vegetable, or a fat and a protein, which would be like bacon and eggs. That's good. Fat and a protein is fine. Carb and a protein is fine, but do not break your fast with just a carb and a fat. Okay, that would be like toast with butter. Not good. So you got to have that protein as part of your fast. That's got to be how you break your fast. Okay, next. What's the next question? Is when you're doing, the next question we're going to address is when do you work out during a fast? Now you can work out before or during your eating window, but if you want a bigger physiological and metabolic effect, you want to exercise in the last hour of your fast. Now here's one way you can do it. You can do some cardio in the middle, or if you want, like some people like, if you get up in the morning, you want to do cardio, that's fine. You could do that in the beginning of your fast and then work out at the end of your fast. Just remember, you always want to include strength training while fasting to prevent muscle loss, right? I need to work on my muscles. Actually, I haven't been doing as much as I need to. I've been trying to work on some chronic pain issues, so I haven't been doing the amount of strength training I was doing, but I do plan to get back at it. Everything can be modified, and there's always a better way to train, and the best thing to remember is always train where you're not aggravating and causing more inflammation. That's key. That doesn't mean we stop, though, and that's what I want you all to remember. But getting back to our fasting exercise. During exercise, the benefit of working out shortly before breaking your fast is you're breaking your fast is your body's SNS, or sympathetic nervous system, kicks up high at the end of a fast because your insulin is low, and this activates your growth hormone release, and your adrenaline is higher because your body's under stress. So your insulin is low from the fast, and these hormonal triggers will mimic high intensity training. So your body's already working out. You'll be working out at a little bit more difficult state for your body, but that's going to give you great benefits. When you exercise at a high intensity, you'll get double the benefits. So those of you who have injuries, don't worry. I know that some of you cannot work out at a high intensity level. That's okay. You're still going to lose weight. If you need a customized workout that addresses your individual joints and your particular issues, you can go to nancygriffin.net, and I will give you any of the customized help for exercise and fitness coaching that you need. Whether you're doing high intensity training or not, I always recommend doing some kind of cardio daily on most days, and that helps get your heart pumping and improves weight loss and also heart health. You do need to make sure, though, that you take in enough calories during your fast. I recommend one small meal followed by a larger meal 30 to 60 minutes later after you break your fast. So I was talking about that earlier, and I confused you guys a little bit. But really, the very best way to break a fast is start with a small meal, which could be like a hard-boiled egg, 2 hard-boiled eggs, or 1 with some hot sauce, or a piece of fish or piece of chicken that you've already prepared in advance. Eat that right away. And then if you can wait 30 minutes or even 60 minutes, you'll get better benefits with burning fat. And so then you'll eat that short little window of food, and then one more regular meal is allowed. So you have to break the fast with your eggs, chicken, or fish, and then a half hour later you can have a regular meal, and then one more regular meal, which would be your dinner during your eating window. Now it's time for questions. So please put questions in front of your questions so I can see them, and I'd be glad to answer any of those. But hi, Cheryl. Hey, Holly. But before I go to that section, there's one more thing I want to mention to you. I have something special for you. I'm going to give you special access at nancygriffin.net. And if you go to my Start Here page, you can start with my 5-day Get Moving Quick Start. And there you're going to learn my 4-pronged approach that I put into practice. And that Get Moving Challenge will help you transform your fitness, your physique, and your life. And it's 5 days of motivation to ease you back into healthier habits. And it starts with 4 components in your life: your mindset and your habits, simple nutrition and timing your food. That's what we're talking about right now. Appropriate exercise for your body. We're not going to aggravate a bad shoulder, a bad knee. And body maintenance and corrective exercise. That means doing the things that your body needs to rest, doing the stretches your body needs, and maybe even going to a chiropractor or a therapist or an acupuncturist or whoever you need, a physical therapist, to get your body working and staying in proper working order. Now, if you've been thinking you need to start from square one with exercise and healthy habits, I got you. I know it's hard to make a change, but perhaps the hard knocks of life have gotten in the way. If you like this video, before you get off of this video, please click and give me a thumbs up, and I am going to answer your questions in just a moment. So, and make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel so you can get my weekly videos, and you can join me for my office hours. And so let's get to your questions now. And I'm looking here, and I see Cheryl. Hey. You can only hop on for a couple minutes. Okay. I like that. Holly said she's going to crank up an exercise video. Now that's a great way to get some cardio. If you crank up a dance video, that gets you going. And actually, a dance video is more fun than exercise. I mean, it is exercise, but it's a different kind of exercise. And sometimes that's what we need to get us motivated. And so I'm just encouraging all of you to get out there and exercise. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. One question that some people have is, what do I eat during intermittent fasting? And that can be as simple as making sure that you get enough greens, because if you're eating and you're fasting, and especially if you're over 50, you're concerned about your heart, your blood pressure. Maybe you want to keep that blood pressure healthy. You want to have good blood sugar levels. So you want to make sure that you're cutting out sugar as much as you can, and you're changing your taste buds so you're starting to enjoy things like berries and fruit. And the more you can get away from the high glycemic foods, the better you're going to be able to curb some of those sugar cravings for those of us who like sugar. So things like raspberries, strawberries, blueberries are awesome. They're great to add to your salads. But make sure, even knowing that those fruits still contain sucralose, so it's great to have, fructose, so it's great to have other things like green peppers, red peppers, lots of color in your salads, okay? Onions, and scallions are one of my favorites. I've been adding scallions, well, not to my salad, but I've been adding them to other recipes because they're not as hard on your stomach, and they're nice and crispy, and they just add a lot of texture and taste to foods. And what I just want to encourage all of you, if you are doing intermittent fasting, trying to stay with some of the healthier meats, chicken, fish, and if you're going to do red meat, I would go with grass-fed beefs. So those that are grass-fed, that are not fed the unhealthy hormones that are not going to be helpful to you and that are going to bring a lot of bacteria into your body. So I really want to thank everyone here who joined me. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up, share this with your friends, and please go to my YouTube channel. You can find me by typing in Nancy Griffin Fitness. When you go to YouTube, go to Nancy Griffin, type in Nancy Griffin Fitness, and you'll see me there. And subscribe, click on the bell so you never miss an episode. These will be uploaded to YouTube. And ask questions in the comments, either on YouTube or here on my Nancy Griffin Fitness page, because I want to help you. I want to answer your questions, and I want you to help you be the best you can possibly be. I want to get to know you better, and I want to be the best coach for you. So make sure that you like my Nancy Griffin Fitness page, and so you never miss an episode. You check out my YouTube page so you can check out my Tuesday videos that I'll be posting every Tuesday. Come to my live office hours, noon Eastern, on Thursdays. So until next week, have a great one.